Have you ever made a parenting decision you regret later? Maybe you yelled too quickly or grounded him for something he did, but now you wish you hadn't overreacted? The truth is, we all have, and it feels terrible. I remember working with one dad who had the unfortunate challenge of needing to take a business call from his home while his 6-year-old was running around the house making noise. And now, even though he asked his son to please keep it down for a few minutes, this 6-year-old kept doing what 6-year-olds do: run around and have fun. Well, the call didn't go well, and the dad got off the phone. He was furious, yelling at his son, and he grounded him for a week, and it took him about an hour to regret his overreaction. Now, usually when we overreact, we do our best to clean it up. Sometimes we apologize, or we explain calmly what we were thinking, or we just silently promise ourselves that we'll try to do better next time. And while all these methods are great for clearing things up, I personally wasn't satisfied with that. I wanted some way, some technique for reminding myself to make a better choice earlier in the process, not afterwards when I've made everyone feel bad and have to take something back. And then I realized what was needed, and that's what I want to share with you today. You see, I noticed that sometimes an hour later or the next day, I was able to see the situation so much more clearly. Once the emotional cloud had lifted, I could observe what happened and my reaction through a much clearer lens. So I began to wonder, what if I could put myself some point in the future, later or tomorrow? What if my future self could observe today's choices and decisions? What if I could take a moment, in the moment, to ask myself, what would my future self think of this decision? Could this lead to better choices? Well, I think it does, and here's why. Most of the time, our yelling, our snapping, our grounding, our punishing, these are our emotional reactions because we're triggered. And science has shown us we don't make the best choices and decisions when we're emotionally triggered. So if we can introduce a pause, a chance to stop and consider our response, we have a much better chance of making a choice we don't regret. Asking ourselves, what would my future self think of this reaction, is that pause. Your future self has some wisdom to share with you, and pausing to listen to it can be very enlightening. If you decide to give this a try, I'd love to hear your stories and how it worked for you.